Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to Lady Khadija radiallahu anha online college. Live lesson A-level maths year 2 pure maths. Today's topic is sigma notation. If you're following the book, then it's chapter 3, example 17. Sigma notation is a quick way that we can write something that would otherwise take quite a few words. So if I said to you, I've got a number sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want you to sum this sequence, find the sum of this sequence. Just need to put dot, dot, dot. Let's say it goes up to 10. Find the sum of the above sequence and the first 10 terms. That's quite a lot of words there. So mathematicians don't really like writing too many words. So a quicker way or a shorter way or an easier way of writing this is to say, instead of find the sum of, we can just use a sign which is called sigma. And you see in Microsoft Excel, if you ever use spreadsheets, you've got this sign which means to find the sum. So find the sum of can be just replaced with this sign here. And rather than write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, we'll just use the nth term. So the nth term of this sequence is really simple. It's just 1n, because the numbers are going up by 1. And I can even just make that even easier because I don't need to write the 1. So it's just n. So I just put the nth term after it. So that's telling me how to get each number in the sequence. And I need to know how to, then the question says find the first 10 terms. So that just means I need to substitute, starting with n is 1, I need to go all the way up to the 10th term. And that's it. So all of this question here can be, let me just let my computer catch up with me. So all of this question here on the left can be replaced. Oops, let's try that again. Can be all the question on the left can be replaced. The words can go, the numbers can go, and instead we can just write this neat little picture, and that's the same question. And if we were to read it, it says find the sum of a sequence where we can get each term by using the formula just 1n or n, and the sequence that we want to find the sum of, we can get the first number by putting in n is 1, and we can keep going until 10, and that's the sequence we want to find the sum of. It doesn't tell you the answer, it's just the question. You have to find out the answer yourself. Okay, let's go with a more realistic example. So this is example 17, and let's start with just the formula and just the question. So it says calculate the sum of, so remember that means the sum of, let's resize that to make it a bit bigger. Calculate the sum of a sequence where each number in the sequence can be found by using the formula 4 times r plus 1. The first number in the sequence we can get by substituting in r is 1. We'd go all the way up to r is 20 to get the whole sequence. So let's see what the sequence looks like. And we're going to substitute r is 1 into here. So we've got 4r plus 1. Substitute r is 1, and that's 4 times 1 plus 1, and that would be 4 times 1 plus 1, that would make 5. So that's our first number in the sequence. Let's go with r is 2 now. So it's going to be 4 times 2 plus 1. That's 8 plus 1 is 9. So the next number in the sequence is 9. Once you've done two numbers in the sequence, you can pretty much guess what's going to happen after. But we'll just do it anyway. 4 times 3 plus 1. That's going to be 12 plus 1 is 13. So they're the first three numbers in the sequence. We can just do the 20th one just to make sure we know where it ends. So let's do r is 20. 4 times 20, that's 80, plus the 1, 81. So that's the last one there. So there's your sequence, and we need to find the sum of that. And we ask ourselves, is it a geometric sequence? Is it an arithmetic sequence? What kind of sequence is it? So we can pull out the right formula. Difference is 4 each time. So we can label this as A is 5, D is 4, L is 81. We know there's 20 terms, and it's an arithmetic sequence because the common difference of 4. So now we just need the formula for the sum. Can you remember the formula for the sum? Good. Can you now, naming the sequence is good, but once you got the sequence named, it's an arithmetic sequence, you then should be easy to pull out the right formula because you already know what type of sequence it is. So we don't want the sum to infinity here. We want the sum for 20 numbers. So we want S, the sum of 20 numbers. What's that going to be? What's the formula going to be? Sum is equal to, okay, it's the long one or the short one. So we can go with the short one this time. N over 2 times A plus L. The longer formula, well done if you remember that one, it starts off the same, N over 2, but it's got in the brackets 2A plus, and then another pair of brackets, N minus 1 bracket D. But we'll go with this one, so N is 20, 20 over 2. I'll tell you the A, which is 5. I'll tell you the L, which is 81. And if you can just work that out, tell me what you get as your answer. Okay, if you got 860, well done. 860, excellent, good. So that's a very simple introduction to using the new notation, which just makes it easier to write a question. And then notice the steps we did. We wrote out the sequence just to get an idea of what it looks like. We asked ourselves, what kind of sequence is it? So we can pull out the right formula. We labeled the individual bits. You're always going to need to know what A is. You're always going to know whether it's, you always need to know what kind of difference it is or whether what the ratio is. You need to know how many terms you're adding. Pull out the right formula, substitute in, and you get the answer. So you can try that and learn more in our next lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be with you. The mercy and blessings of God.